Hey, the Flying Cuber here, and welcome to Cube Review number 3. And today's Cube Review is going to be a little bit different, because I want to go in and go through my whole collection of cubes, so we can just kind of catch up on where we already have. Alright, here's all my 3x3s. We have this really small 3x3 that I got a long time ago, and then the squishy 3x3 from Cube Review number 1, pretty sure. This dollar store cube, you know, doesn't turn very good, but still have it. This is the Chi Warrior, pretty good cube, but don't really use it much. We have the Rubik's Impossible. It's the one that changes colors depending on which way you look at it. GAN 356 Air, I'm pretty sure. And then this is my very first 3x3 I got when I was around 11 years old. And then the newest 3x3 I have, which is the GAN 11 Pro M. Which, side note, the case was all white, so I decided to add my logo on the side of the cube, which turned out pretty good. So yeah, that's all my 3x3s. Okay, so here are my the only two 2x2s that I have. So I have this very first one that I got, which is just some really bad twisting Rubik's one, and then I upgraded to the YJ MGC 2x2, which turns amazing, but I'm thinking about upgrading to the MGC Elite. But for now, this is a pretty nice cube. And those are all my 2x2s. Here are my two 4x4s. This is a Cyclone Bowies 4x4, which is the first one that I've ever got, and it's also broken. One of these pieces is broken somewhere. This one right here, it's missing one of the center pieces, so whenever you turn it, it just kind of breaks. So that's why I have it in this cube in a cube pattern. And then this is my my Wooch Way, I think is how you pronounce it. And it's my only main 4x4 that I use a lot. And it turns pretty good, but yeah. Okay, this is my 5x5 and 6x6. These are the only ones that I have. I don't really like practice this much, but they're pretty good turning, I would say. And yeah, there's not much about to say about these ones. They're fairly new actually, but they're alright. Okay, so here's my Megamix, Pyramix, the square one, and the skew. And the only one I don't know how to solve out of all of these is the square one, because that one's just difficult for absolutely no reason. But these are all the ones I have. These ones are pretty okay turning, and then these ones are actually amazing turning. These are the best ones I'm pretty sure you can get right now. But yeah, these are pretty good. I might get into these events someday, because they look pretty fun and simple to do. So eventually I'll learn how to solve this. Maybe after finishing the journey to 10 seconds, you know, part 3 still coming soon. But yeah, that's all of, I think that's the last of my WCA puzzles before we get into some other random ones. Okay, so here's some of my non-WCA puzzles. We have a Floppy Cube, this Rubik's Bear thing, this Floppy Cube fidget spinner, which is actually pretty cool, and then this 1x1x3, which tutorial coming soon. But these are pretty cool. Actually, this fidget spinner one is pretty cool because you can twist it like a regular floppy cube, and it also works as a fidget spinner, which is actually pretty cool. And then there's this bear, which is just a 1x2x3, which it turns okay. It's not the best thing in the world. And then there's this Floppy Cube, which is pretty cool. And then this one, which is, according to you guys, it's pretty difficult to solve, so tutorial coming soon. So that's all my flat puzzles. Here are some of the stranger 3x3s that I have. I have a small sticker cube, like little Star Wars stickers on them. This 3x3 barrel. The Sudoku cube, which I haven't solved yet. The mirror blocks, which is in the gold color. This knockoff version of the Rubik's marble 3x3. And then this windmill cube, which is actually, this was pretty fun to solve. And yeah, this is a fun cube. And that's one of the reasons they call it the windmill cube, because you can turn it to a windmill shape. But those are all my 3x3 shape mods. Actually, I also have the ghost cube, which this thing was definitely one of the hardest things I learned how to solve. Well, those are all my stranger 3x3s. Here's some more of my weirder puzzles. I have this Nautilus shell cube, which is pretty easy to solve, and it's actually a pretty fun puzzle too. Kind of difficult to scramble though. But yeah, that's a pretty fun one. And then there's also this colored ball cube, which is I solved it during cube review number 1. So if you want to see a solve of that, go check that out. I also have this 4x4 version of the Megamorphous, or what I'm pretty sure it's what it's called. Also have the Meffert's gear cube, which is actually pretty interesting because you can twist any of these corners and the whole thing will twist, or you can separate it and only twist one face at a time, which will twist the rest too. That one's kind of difficult to solve, but if you kind of get the gist of it, it can get pretty simple. And then there's also this Rubik's pyramid thing. The way you scramble this up is you take pieces off, and then you could mix them around and then place them down. And that's pretty much how you mix it up, and you can take entire chunks off, like this, and put them back. I don't know, kind of a strange puzzle. It can, as long as you follow the rules, it can be kind of difficult to solve. But it's a pretty simple concept. Then there's also this 2x2, which you might be wondering what's so weird about this 2x2, and it's that it's actually an infinity cube. Oh, like this. And it's pretty cool, but it also can come apart like this, and can actually turn into these two star things, and also you can turn each one of those stars into its own 2x2 cube, like this. This is pretty cool, and you can put them back together, and it makes it a little heavier and nicer to feel in the hands, but it's pretty cool to play around with. And that's all my weird kind of shaped things. And yeah, then let's go on to the next stuff. Okay, so here's my my Rubik's snake puzzles, and there's actually another one inside of here. So I have a miniature, like regular version of the Rubik's Snake, which just folds out like that, and then you can turn it back into the ball, which is its solid state. And then I guess this straightened out form would be its scrambled state. And then I also have this like other version that's twice as long as this one, and yeah, it's super long actually. I'm not gonna be able to fit this all in frame, but yeah, these are my 2 Rubik's Snake puzzles that I have. They're pretty fun to play around with every once in a while, but they kind of just sit on my shelf. These are my non-cubic puzzles type of things. These are all of my just kind of puzzles that you would probably find in like stores and stuff most of the time, and I don't know, I was just given these a lot because I don't know, I just like puzzles because they're fun. And yeah, I'll just quickly go over all of these. So first I want to start with this big bag thing in here, and in here we have these, which are, this is a puzzle that I made out of a ruler and some string, and pretty much the gist of this is you have to take them apart. It's pretty simple to do. You just kind of thread this piece inside of here, and then you just kind of loop it around this thing and pull it back out. It's pretty simple to do. If you want to see me like start solving any of these on the channel, just leave a comment below, and then I might start reviewing a lot of these types of puzzles. But anyways, there's another puzzle in here that I also made, which is by the way, I didn't invent any of these puzzles, I just didn't have one and I thought it was cool to make one. But here's another one where it's 2 nuts and then on a string, and then you have to get one nut to touch the other one on the other side. And this one's also this one's actually pretty difficult if you don't know what you're doing, but once you figure it out, it's pretty easy to do. And then in here we have this horseshoe puzzle, which is just 2 horseshoes and then a ring that's trapped inside of a chain. This one's actually extremely easy to solve once you know the solution. You just kind of twist like this, and then the ring comes out. This one's a pretty neat puzzle. I like this one a lot. Okay, next we have, let's go with these ones. These are just a lot of these kind of puzzles where you just have to take them apart. Yeah, there are a lot of them that just kind of tangled together. And then in here we have the exact same thing as all of these, but they're smaller. So we have a little miniature versions of them, kind of like a travel bag. And then in here I have my my Hamiyama puzzles, I think is what they're called. These ones are my super difficult puzzles. In fact, the only one I've solved is this one, and this one I haven't even like worked on it much. And then this one I was able to take it apart, but I haven't been able to put it back together yet. And yeah, those are my really difficult puzzles in here. And I don't know. Just leave a comment below if you want to see those solved. And then these are my 2 burr puzzles, which they're pretty easy to do. You just kind of have to sit down and play around with them. This one's pretty straightforward. You just kind of have to put them together, and then this one, kind of, you have to slide some pieces around in order for stuff to come out. So, like for example, here, this, you have to slide this white piece out, and then you can slide other pieces out. These are pretty simple, pretty easy. Okay, here's a Lego cube that I made, which just has a bunch of little pieces kind of packed inside of here, and you can slide pieces out, and there's a lot of little pieces that can come out, and you pretty much, to solve it, you just put everything and they should all fit inside of this kind of frame. This one was pretty easy to make, just kind of messing around with pieces, but yeah, I think that was a fun thing to make. This is a maze type of egg, where you take this stick, you shove it through the top, and then you have to make it your way down until it comes out the bottom, right here. This one took me a while, but after a little bit of playing around with it, I was able to figure it out. So yeah, that was pretty simple. And then we have these 2 kind of wooden block puzzles. This one's just a cube that just comes apart like that, and then you just kind of fiddle around with it till it all gets back together. And then, actually, I don't even know if this one, I would consider it a puzzle, because it took me a little bit to put it back into this cube shape, but pretty much it's just a little robot guy that kind of folds into a cube like this, and then you can fold them out. There you go. You have this little robot man. And he kind of fits into a small cube. And yeah, that's my whole puzzle collection. Leave a comment down below if you want to see any of them solved, or kind of like a more in-depth review of any of them. And yeah, that's all I got for today. Goodbye.